So yes, good evening everyone. This side Dr. Abhijeet. Yes, this side Dr. Abhijeet, and today we are going to discuss the internal structure of the cerebral hemisphere, and I will be focusing on the white cerebrum. Sudhanshu Shekhar, hello. Osama Sheikh, good evening. Shakil Ahmed, good evening. Good evening, beta. So before starting the session, just give me a thumbs up, guys, if the audio and visuals are perfectly fine. If the audio and visuals are perfectly fine, please give me a thumbs up, guys, in the chat box. And I will be discussing today like very important concept with the help of few diagrams. Yes, Hemant Kumar, good evening. Good evening, beta. Yes, good evening, beta. Yes, Dr. Satya Prakash. Okay. Shakil Ahmed says everything is fine. Sudhanshu, okay, perfect. So let us start with the internal structure of the cerebral hemisphere first. Let me show you how the internal structure looks like, and then we will be focusing on the white matter of the cerebrum. So let us first put the heading, guys, as the internal structure of cerebrum. Internal structure of cerebrum. Now, yes, Shoaib, assalamu alaikum. Sir, what about embryology? Please upload remaining lectures. Beta, it's already uploaded on the channel. Please go and have a look over there. Yes, you will have a playlist over here. Yes, you can just go and like check from there as well. Now, guys, we are starting with the internal structure of the cerebrum. Now, to show you the internal structure, guys, I'm taking a plane over here, guys, and this plane, which is dividing the body into anterior and posterior part. This plane, it is called as the coronal plane. This plane is called as the coronal plane. And to discuss the internal structure, okay, so that is I'm going to take a coronal section. Okay, I'm going to take a coronal section to tell you how it looks like. A coronal section, right? Coronal का मतलब वो प्लेन है, वो सेक्शन है जहां बॉडी को एंटीरियर और पोस्टीरियरली डिवाइड करते हैं. ठीक है. तो अब मैं आगे से if I just try to cut it from like this, what will happen? What cerebrum which I will see over here, guys, you already know we have like two cerebral hemispheres, right? So I will be not like yeah, drawing something very fancy, but I will just try to show you guys how does it looks like, right? So yes, you already know we have these two cerebral hemispheres, right? We have these two cerebral hemispheres, guys, right? So basically they are right, yes, or yeah, the two cerebral hemispheres over here. Now, guys, remember that the outer area of these two cerebral hemispheres, basically it is the cortex, right? So it is the cortex, guys, the outer area, right? The outer area, it is the cortex, right? So we have the outer gray matter area. Let me just highlight. I'm just telling you the parts, guys, as of now. So you should remember the outer gray matter area, which you can see, that is actually the cerebral cortex, right? The outer gray matter area, that is the cerebral cortex. So each cerebral hemisphere, each cerebral hemisphere will be basically consisting of this outer gray matter area, and that is called as the cerebral cortex. Cerebral cortex. And remember, guys, this is a gray matter area over here, right? It is gray matter area, right? Now, guys, inside everything, it is the white matter. It is everything. It is the white matter. In the midline, guys, you already know. Okay, you already know we have like. Okay, let me just show you over here. We have this cavity of the third ventricle. Okay, I will be discussing the third ventricle also, so don't worry about this. We have the cavity of the third ventricle. Around the cavity of the third ventricle, guys, again guys, you will be having certain gray matter areas over here. Yes, certain gray matter areas over here. in the coronal section, and that too I'm highlighting with the yellow color so that it is very much clear that yes, yes, the collection of this gray matter area, okay, which is now like embedded in this white core. This is called as the basal ganglia, guys. This is called as the basal ganglia. I will be discussing basal ganglia also. No need to worry. So just point out the topics that we have to study. So we have the cerebral cortex and yes, the inner white matter. Okay. And we have to discuss the third ventricle, basal ganglia, white matter. Cerebral cortex we have already discussed. Cerebral cortex we have already discussed. So I will be focusing on the white matter today. Then I will be discussing the basal ganglia and the third ventricle in the upcoming lectures, right? So the white matter, which is like the core white matter, basically it is forming the core of the hemisphere, the entire white matter. So I hope guys you are having an approach how we are going to like do this, right? So yes. Yes, I will be showing the pictures. I've not included right now. I will be showing it. Don't worry. I will be discussing the cadaveric sections also. Yes, I will be showing the pictures from the atlas also. So please don't worry about that. So coronal plane basically it is a plane which divides into anterior and posterior part. तो हमने सर को इस तरीके से काटा है. Okay. So basically I'm cutting like this and I'm just watching how it looks like from front. Okay. तो मैंने आगे वाला हिस्सा रिमूव कर दिया और हम देख रहे हैं कि हाउ डज इट लुक्स लाइक फ्रॉम फ्रंट. ओके, सो बिफोर स्टार्टिंग विद द व्हाइट मैटर जस्ट गिव मी अ थम्स अप इन द चैट बॉक्स गाइस. यू हैव अंडरस्टूड लाइक व्हाट इज द टॉपिक ऑफ डिस्कशन टुडे. दैट इज द व्हाइट मैटर ऑफ सेरिब्रल हेमिस्फीयर. चलो एक फटाफट से थम्स अप दे दो चैट बॉक्स में. यस चलो जस्ट गिव मी अ थम्स अप इन द चैट बॉक्स. आई एम लुकिंग एट द चैट बॉक्स. यस चलो रॉबिन सिंह, सुधांशु शेखर, वेरी गुड बेटा. Very good. Now let us discuss about the white matter of the cerebral hemisphere. White matter of cerebral hemisphere. चलो सुधांशु, शकील, हेमंत, very good. White matter of cerebral hemisphere. मैंने बताया ना दो हेमिस्फीयर्स होते हैं, राइट एंड द लेफ्ट cerebral hemisphere. So yes, we are going to discuss this cerebral hemisphere and especially we are focusing on the white matter. Now what is this white matter? Shoaib Thakur, very good. You already know we have the two cerebral hemispheres, right? And now we are going to see the white matter inside the cerebral hemisphere. Now what is this white matter? Now this white matter, basically it consists of, beta remember, it consists of myelinated nerve fibers. Okay, it consists of myelinated nerve fibers. Now these myelinated nerve fibers, which are like they don't have this what we called neurolemmal sheaths. Now you are going to tell me what are this neurolemmal sheaths called as? Neurolemmal sheath. They are not having these myelinated nerve fibers. They are not having this neurolemmal sheaths, right? So basically we have these nerve fibers only, and because of this myelin sheath guys, it appears white in color. Right? Yes. Aisha, Bashir, hi beta. Chalo, let us basically now remember guys that there are three types of fibers. Okay, there are three types of fibers, okay, which are present in the white matter. Three types of fibers in the white matter. Neurolemmal sheath है बेटा, neuromelon sheath नहीं है. Yes, it is neurolemmal sheath. You are going to find out. This is like very easy. Neurolemmal sheath. So basically these myelinated nerve fibers, they are devoid of this neurolemmal sheaths, right? Sure. Now there are three types of fibers guys. The very first one that you have to remember over here, these are called as association fibers. Okay, the second one category that we are going to discuss, it is called as commissural fibers. commissural fibers, double S आएगा, commissural fibers. And the third one, guys, and the third one, remember, we have the projection fibers. We have the projection fibers. We have the projection fibers. Now, guys, broadly, what is the difference between this association fibers? Okay, broadly, what is the difference between this association fibers, right? Or I can say, yeah, this commissural fibers or projection fibers. Wait. I'm not able to access the, yes. Now, now guys, just listen over here. You already know, when I say association fibers, guys, I am talking about these fibers. They are basically connecting the different areas of the cerebral hemispheres in the same cerebrum only. Now, now guys, basically these connect the different areas of the same cerebral fibers. Let us just take an example. We have the frontal lobe, right? Dr. Explorer, hi beta. Now I just try to, yes, the fibers are nothing but this beta. These fibers are basically the white matter only. These fibers are nothing but the white matter only, guys. These white matter is nothing but the nerve fibers, but the myelinated nerve fibers, right? So collection of these fibers, guys. Okay. now Now, guys, listen. What is the association fibers, guys? Now, fibers we already know. At least basic things you should know. Frontal lobe, parietal lobe. We have temporal lobe, and behind we have the occipital lobe, right? Fibers coming from the frontal lobe, okay, and these fibers are going to the occipital lobe, okay, or fibers coming from the frontal lobe going to the temporal lobe, okay. So these are actually traveling long, like areas, right? So we have like short association fibers, long association also. So basically they are connecting different areas, okay, of the same cerebral part. We have the two cerebral hemispheres, guys. We have the two cerebral hemispheres. We have the two cerebral hemispheres. For example, this is frontal, we have temporal, ऊपर parietal और पीछे occipital होता है. So basically fibers are coming from frontal part and going to the occipital of the same cerebral hemisphere. Over also we will have the frontal, we will have temporal, parietal, and पीछे क्या होगा, occipital. So fibers from the frontal will be going to the occipital lobe, right? So these fibers are connecting frontal lobe to occipital lobe, right? But they are of the same hemisphere. We have two hemisphere, right and left, right? So these are the association fibers. These are association fibers, guys. These are association fibers. Okay. Now coming on to the other fibers, that is commissural. Just the basic definition, and then we will be discussing it like one by one in detail. Now commissural fibers, which are connecting the same areas of the both like cerebral hemisphere. Now you have this cerebral hemisphere right and left. We have two cerebral hemispheres. Now guys, you already know we have the frontal lobe in the right cerebral hemisphere and we have the frontal lobe in the left cerebral hemisphere. Frontal lobe दोनों जगह पे है, right cerebral hemisphere में भी है, left में भी है. Fibers connecting frontal lobe to the frontal lobe. अब इसमें दोनों different hemispheres हैं, but इसमें दोनों lobes क्या है वो same है. Okay. Blossom high. So basically both the lobes are same, but they are of different hemispheres. So fibers connecting same lobes but different hemispheres. Frontal, temporal, occipital. So that is the commissural fibers. Now coming on to the projection. Projection का मतलब होता है either, yes, crystal medicose, hello beta. Projection fibers are those fibers which are actually going towards the cerebral cortex, or basically they are coming down to the cerebral cortex, and we have discussed this example. They are radiating. Can anyone tell me the name of these fibers, guys? We have discussed it so many times. Okay, can anyone tell me the name of these fibers which is coming from the thalamus, the internal capsule, and it is radiating to the cerebral cortex? ये कौन से fibers होते हैं which are projecting also and which are coming from the cerebral cortex? Ascending भी हो रहे हैं और descending भी हो रहे हैं. Yes, Shakil Ahmed, very good. Projection fibers are nothing but the corona radiata fibers. Corona radiata fibers, right? Corona radiata fibers. That is something you guys, everyone knows. Yes, the tracts, guys. Very good, Crystal Medicos. When I say tract, guys, which type of tracts? You already know we have the P se P, that is the pyramidal track, guys. Pyramidal track. Okay, the descending tracks, like the pyramidal tracks, guys, right? So basically the internal capsule, the corona radiata, these are all examples of these projection fibers. These are all examples of these projection fibers. So let us just try to discuss it one by one. So now we are going to discuss the very first one, that is the association fibers. Yes, we are now going to discuss the very first one, that is the association fibers. Chalo, let us start with the association fibers, guys. So yes, now I hope the classification is clear to everyone, guys. The three types of fibers that we have to study in this white matter. Just give me a thumbs up if the classification is done, clear to everyone. Yes. Now, chalo, classification समझ में आ गया. Let us just try to discuss it one by one. Chalo, Sudhanshu, very good. The very first one that we are going to discuss, it is the association fibers. Yes. Frontal to parietal or occipital. Yes, Crystal Medicos, you are right. In the same cerebral hemisphere. Crystal Medicos, just remember, beta, we have two cerebral hemispheres. We have two cerebral hemispheres, right? Frontal दोनों में होगा, temporal दोनों में होगा, parietal दोनों में होगा, occipital दोनों में होगा. Frontal fibers from the frontal will try to reach the occipital. Ye fibers which are connecting frontal to occipital in the same cerebrum, that is the association fiber. Is it clear, Crystal Medicos, right now? I hope this is clear. They are connecting. Let us just try to write down the definition also, and I have just depicted diagrammatically also. Association fibers. Association fibers. So basically remember the fibers. So what is the definition, guys? I hope it is clear, Crystal Medicals. The fibers. Yes. I have already talked about the inferior surface beta. Please watch the lecture. The orbital part and yeah, the tentorial part, we have already discussed it. Now, definition basically states that the fibers which connect the different cortical areas in the same, yes, in the same cerebral hemisphere. In the same cerebral hemisphere. Basically, these are the fibers which connect the different cortical areas in the same cerebral hemispheres. Yes, Blossom, Crystal, very good. Very good. Now, guys, over here, now we have to discuss the types, guys. We have to discuss the types. Now, let us just discuss about the types first. Now, types of association fibers, and I will be drawing a diagram, but let us just try to mention the, yes, classification over here. Let us just try to mention the classification over here, the types of the association fibers. Yes, we have like two main types. We have the short association fibers. Short association fibers. Yes, very good, Crystal Medicos. Yes, these fibers are also known as Crystal Medicos said, yes, it is the arcuate fasciculus. Just referred this white matter bundle referred to as fasciculus, as different levels of, yes, fasciculus, arcuate fasciculus, and I will be telling you why it is called as the arcuate fasciculus also. But first, try to put down the classification over here. Pen down the classification, guys, and we have the long association fibers. Long association fibers. Now, guys, in the short association fibers, okay. Now, let us first discuss about the short association fibers. So please put the heading as the short Yes, we are discussing the first part, that is the short, yes, association fibers. Yes, Crystal, you're right. It connects the broadcast to. Okay, let me just write down. Yes. Now, guys, this short association fibers basically they consist of. Okay. Now, guys, these short association fibers they basically. Okay, you already know, guys. Okay. Now, these are. Okay. Let us guys just imagine over here. We have a gyrus and we have a sulcus. We have a gyrus and we have a sulcus. We have a gyrus and correspondingly we have a sulcus, guys. We have a gyrus, we have a sulcus over here, right? So basically, yes. Now, imagine this is the gyrus, the elevation part, it is the gyrus, guys, you already know, and we have these points called as the sulcus, the depressions, the sulcus, right? The gyrus and the sulcus we have already discussed. Now we have these white matter bundles, guys. I'm just trying to draw with over like this over here. These white matter bundles, right, which are connecting the neighboring gyrus. Okay, we have this gyrus also, we have this sulcus, we have this gyrus, sulcus, gyrus, right? So we have this white matter, this red color which I have drawn, which are connecting the neighboring gyrus together. Okay, so they are called as the short, and can you see that they are very short in length and they are forming an arc. They are forming an arc. Yes, they are forming an arc, guys, and that is why guys, that is something called as, yes, that is why these are called as the arcuate fasciculus. इसलिए हम इसको क्या बोलते हैं, arcuate fasciculus भी बोलते हैं, arcuate fasciculus, right? Can you see they are connecting the gyrus? Now let us just suppose, guys, over here it is the gyrus, it is also the gyrus, it is also the gyrus, and in between we have the sulcus. So they are connecting two gyrus together, right? Two gyrus together, and it is forming an arc. That's why it is called as the arcuate fasciculus. Okay, fasciculus means the white matter bundle, white matter bundle. So guys, if we just have to write down the definition over here, now you can very well see that this consists of this U-shaped bands, right? U-shaped bands, and this U-shaped bands basically these are called as arcuate fibers. These are called as arcuate fibers. And guys, where are they present? They are lying just deep to cerebral cortex. They are lying deep to the cerebral cortex because we have this gyrus and sulcus. उसके नीचे ये present है. उसके नीचे ये present है, guys, right? So I hope this is clear to everyone. This is clear to everyone. And remember, guys, they connect adjacent gyri or adjacent gyrus, right, with one another. Melonam, thank you for your comment. It connects the adjacent gyri with one another, right? And remember one more important point, they are present in I will teach you, just text me on my Instagram, I'll teach you. Are present in all parts of the hemisphere. They are present in all parts of hemisphere. Right? They are present in all parts of the hemisphere. So I hope the short association fibers are clear to each one of you, beta. Yes, just give me a thumbs up if you are like clear with what are these short association fibers. What are these short association fibers? चलो फटाफट से एक थम्स अप दे दो, जल्दी से एक थम्स अप दे दो कि सर हमें पहला तो क्लियर हो गया, पहला आपने स्टार्ट किया है. वी हैव स्टार्टेड विद yes Raj Patel, Sudhanshu, very good. We have started with the association fibers, right? In the association fibers, sir has discussed the short association fibers, that is called as the arcuate fasciculus. So association fibers में एक कैटेगरी हो गई. Yes, Shoaib, Sudhanshu, Crystal, very good बेटा, right? Abhi, very good. Now we are going to discuss the long association fibers. Now I'm going to discuss with you the long association fibers. Chal, Melo naam. Okay, very good. Very easy, easy beta. Now let us just try to see what are these long association fibers. Hmm. Beauty of life. So please complete the neuroanatomy lecture. The way of teaching is very good. Thank you, beta, for your like wonderful comments. It like motivates me a lot to teach. No, even in the night, I'm like 10:30. I'm teaching you guys. So yeah. So B, basically we are discussing now the long association fibers, and please try to write all the notes, all the diagrams which I'm drawing. I'm not making you write thesis, only the important points which is relevant from the exam point of view. Yeah, that it's no harm in writing all the important relevant points, guys. No harm in drawing the technically correct diagrams over here. Please draw it. I'm not like making you draw something very wow or something very fancy. I'm like making you draw something which is like you can draw very easily, right? So we have the long association fibers. Yes, long association fibers. Now they include four bundles. Basically it includes four bundles of long fibers which connect different lobes. I've already told you frontal to occipital. Frontal एक अलग लोब है, occipital एक अलग लोब है, but hemisphere same है. Hemisphere तो दो ही होते हैं, right और left. So basically they're connecting different lobes, frontal to occipital of the same hemisphere, right? So remember, it connects the different lobes of same cerebral hemisphere. Same cerebral hemisphere, right? Same cerebral hemisphere. They are connecting the different lobes of the same cerebral hemispheres. Now, actually, these are not four, guys. I will be teaching you five over here. I will be teaching you five over here. I will tell you the reason why. In some books, you'll find it four, but I will be teaching you five over here. Yes. Now, what are those names, guys? Let us first try to write about this, and then one by one we will be discussing each of it. The superior longitudinal bundle, superior longitudinal bundle, or it is also called as superior longitudinal fasciculus, right? It is also called as superior longitudinal fasciculus. It's just the white matter, guys. Bundle, fasciculus, all names given to this white matter. Yes, it will be available in the Telegram group, beta. It will be available in the Telegram group. The second one, remember, guys, we have the inferior longitudinal bundle or fasciculus. The third one, guys, we have the fronto-occipital bundle or fasciculus. Then the most important one, cingulum. Very important, cingulum. Yes, Telegram link, I will be writing it, guys. No, oh, okay, it is docs man. It is the Telegram group, guys. You can join it if you want the notes, right? Nazi, hello, beta. Now, we have one more important part over here, that is the uncinate bundle. Uncinate bundle. So, we are going to discuss this one by one. So, we are discussing the long association fibers. Association fibers only, but which category now? The long association fibers. Now, now let us discuss what is the superior fasciculus or the superior longitudinal bundle, right? Now let me draw a diagram and then explain you guys. Yes, so we are going to discuss the very first one. Yes, we are going to discuss the very first one, guys. The superior longitudinal bundle. the superior longitudinal bundle. Oh God. Yes, or it is also called as the fasciculus. Fasciculus. And remember guys, all the important points that are relevant over here. All the important points that are relevant over here. Remember guys, it is the largest association bundle. It is the largest association bundle. Now, guys, let me just try to show you with the help of a diagram over here. You already have like discussed about this corpus callosum yesterday, right? Or I will draw a little bit down so that I can like mark everything in this particular picture only, because I don't want to draw it like again and again. Yes. Now, guys, you already know we have already discussed the corpus callosum. I mean, that we have this corpus callosum, right? Okay. And yes, I'm trying to show. Yes, I am trying to show this cerebral hemisphere in one section, guys. In one section, guys. Right? So you already know this is the corpus callosum, right? This is the corpus callosum. Now, guys, this superior longitudinal bundle. Now, what it begins in? Okay. Now, this superior longitudinal bundle, it basically begins in the frontal lobe, right? It will begin in the frontal lobe, and beta. It will try to reach the occipital lobe. Okay, these fibers basically they will begin in the frontal lobe and they will try to reach the occipital lobe. आगे frontal होती है, पीछे occipital होती है. So these are the largest association fibers, largest association bundle. Yes, बेटा आगे क्या होता है? Frontal होता है, पीछे क्या होता है? Occipital होता है. मैं आपको sagittal section दिखाने की कोशिश कर रहा हूँ. I'm trying to show you the sagittal section. Sagittal means I'm cutting the body from between. I'm removing this part, and you're watching this from here. So you will see this image. So we have the frontal and we have the occipital. So the fibers which are connecting frontal part to the occipital part. Frontal part to the occipital. आगे से fibers ऊपर से जाके कहाँ जा रहे हैं? Yes, they are going towards this. Yes. Now, they are going towards this occipital lobe. Now, guys, remember like this fibers are having like two bands, guys. The one like which enters like this occipital lobe. Okay, one of the like fibers, like there are many fibers. Okay, there are like many fibers. One will try to reach the occipital lobe, and the inferior band will turn downward and it will try to reach the, yes, you should remember guys, it will try to reach the, some fibers will try to reach temporal lobe also. It will try to reach the temporal lobe also. फ्रंटल से ऑसिपिटल गए और कुछ फाइबर्स टेम्पोरल लोब तक भी आएंगे. टेम्पोरल कान के ऊपर वाला जो लोब है, दैट इज द टेम्पोरल लोब, राइट? सो वी हैव लाइक superior and inferior band. Superior band will run towards the occipital, or inferior wale will come towards the temporal lobe. It will come towards the temporal lobe, right? So yes, now what is the function, guys? It is connecting frontal lobe to occipital lobe to temporal lobe. Okay, all the cortical areas together, all the cortical areas together. So that is guys, if I just want to mention it over here. Yes, this is, yes, this is the superior longitudinal fasciculus. Superior longitudinal fasciculus. Superior longitudinal fasciculus. Now remember guys, this superior longitudinal fasciculus, okay, 2-3 points that you can just write it over here. That, okay, let me, okay, okay, I will just draw for other things. Remember guys, it begins in the anterior part of frontal lobe. It begins in the anterior part of the frontal lobe. Okay. Then it will, what is the course? It passes backward, above, right, like deep to the lateral surface of the cerebral hemisphere, and it will divide into two bands, right? Now, again, the function, guys, you should remember the function over here. Function is important. It connects frontal, okay, it connects occipital and temporal cortical areas together. Cortical areas together. Cortical areas together, right? So that is this superior longitudinal fasciculus dividing into superior band and inferior band. Superior band occipital lobe पीछे चला जाता है और inferior वाला it will come towards the temporal lobe. It will come towards the temporal lobe. So I hope this is clear, guys. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat box if this is clear. If this is clear. चलो फटाफट से एक thumbs up दे दो if this is clear to everyone. What is the superior longitudinal fasciculus? Yes. Sanya Bhatt, sir, you are great, sir. I was not able to understand some topics in biochemistry, but because of you, sir, I clear all my doubts, and I hope because of you, I'll get selected in University of Kashmir. Thank you, beta, for your like um appreciation. Yes, Raj, very good. Sudhanshu, Shakil, what about rest, guys? Please try to comment over here. Yes. Sure. Very good. So yes, we have already John Collins, Shoaib Thakur. Very good, beta. Yes, very good. Now, guys, again, coming on to the superior longitudinal fasciculus, if you just read out the third name, the fronto-occipital fasciculus, again they are same, guys. Now, guys, what is the difference, guys? What is the difference? Superior longitudinal bundle also runs from frontal to occipital. Fronto-occipital also runs from frontal to occipital only. Now, what is the difference between this first and the third? They look like same, guys. Okay. Now we have the same matter of this white bundle, right? Running from the same like lobes, frontal to occipital. Now, what is the difference, guys? Can anyone tell me what is the difference, guys? Now, now, guys, you should remember that imagine in one cerebral hemisphere, we have two cerebral hemispheres, guys. You already know we have two cerebral hemispheres, and I'm talking about only one. Frontal to occipital fibers are running continuously, right? Fibers are running. Now, guys, what will happen, guys, that there even the superior longitudinal bundle and the fronto-occipital bundle, they will be running continuously from front to back. Now, from below, from the spinal cord, from the midbrain, brainstem, everything, there are some fibers which are called from the internal capsule. Okay, we have this geno of the internal capsule, and from here, like we have these radiations, and these are called as corona radiata. Corona radiata, guys. Now, these corona radiata, basically, these are the fibers which are basically reaching the cerebral cortex. Now, imagine a situation, guys. If the fibers, the superior longitudinal bundle, the fronto-occipital bundle or fasciculus, if, guys, these fibers are running continuously, the corona radiata तो ऊपर आ ही नहीं पाएगी. The corona radiata will not be able to come to the cerebral cortex. It will find no space, guys, over here. Okay. Now, guys, what happens? What happens, guys, over here? You have to remember that corona radiata, it is radiating into different regions of the cerebral cortex. But cortex तक पहुंचने के लिए उसे ऊपर आना पड़ेगा. ठीक है. ऊपर कैसे आएगी? Obviously, these bundles, ये जो है, ये पूरा का पूरा cover कर रहे हैं. These bundles are covering the frontal to occipital lobe. So how these corona radiata will reach to the cerebral cortex, guys, and that is why we have these two different types of fibers over here. So remember, guys, these corona radiata, Basically, these fibers, guys. These are the corona radiata. These are the corona radiata, and I'm just trying to show you that there is a gap which is created in between the two bundles, right? The superior longitudinal fasciculus and the fronto occipital fasciculus. ये जो gap बीच में बन रहा है ना, that gap basically gives the passage to this corona radiata to go up into the cerebral cortex. So that's why we have named these two fibers separately, fronto-occipital bundle and superior longitudinal fasciculus. They have the like same function, connecting the frontal, yes, connecting the frontal to the occipital lobe, connecting the frontal to the occipital lobe. Yes, and between these two bundles, we have a gap. A gap is there, guys, where this corona radiata, which is coming from below, will reach the cerebral cortex, will reach the cerebral cortex. So that is something you have to remember. The fronto-occipital, again, it is the same one, and I'm not going to discuss it again. So it is superior longitudinal fasciculus plus guys, it is the fronto occipital fasciculus also. Occipital fasciculus also. Right? I hope this you guys understand the 1 and the 3 part. The fronto and the superior, they are the same fibers, guys, but obviously they are named different because they are creating a gap in between so that the corona radiata fibers can reach the cerebral cortex. अगर ये गैप नहीं दोगे तो कोरोना रेडिएटा आ ही नहीं पाएगी सेरेब्रल कॉर्टेक्स तक, वो नीचे ही रह जाएगी. So that's why they are named different, guys. I hope this is clear to each one of you. I hope this is clear to each one of you guys. Just give me a thumbs up in the chat box. Sure. Now coming on to the second one, guys, the inferior longitudinal bundle or fasciculus. Yes, please एक thumbs up दे दो जल्दी से chat box में that it is clear. Yes, John Collins, very good. Yes, the first and the third one I have discussed. The second one I will be discussing now. Yeah, Shakil, very good, very good. The second one, the inferior longitudinal bundle. The inferior longitudinal bundle, it is also called as the inferior longitudinal fasciculus, right? Inferior longitudinal fasciculus, right? So now again, guys, taking the same diagram, guys. We have the corpus callosum, guys, right? We have the corpus callosum, right? I'm taking the sagittal section, guys. I'm taking the sagittal section over here. I'm taking the sagittal section. Now, it is the bundle of these association fibers, guys. If you just try to see, yes, if you just try to see, yeah. These fibers basically they arise from the occipital. पीछे occipital lobe होता है और एक pole होता है जिसको हम occipital pole बोलते हैं. We have an occipital pole. We have already discussed this in yesterday's lecture. We have an occipital lobe. So basically these fibers are coming from the occipital pole. Okay. And guys, remember these are basically coming on to which lobe, guys? This is which lobe of the cerebral hemispheres? These are which lobes of the cerebral hemispheres? बताओ ये कौन सा लोब है, जल्दी से बताओ. They're coming from the occipital lobe and they're connecting to which lobe, guys? साइड में कान के ऊपर कौन सा लोब होता है, चलो फटाफट से बता दो. They're coming to this inferior surface of which lobe? Yes, you already know कान के ऊपर कौन सा लोब होता है. That is the temporal. Very good, Raj Patel, Sudhanshu, very good. John Collins, very good. This is, yes, Sania Bhatt, Shakil Ahmed, very good beta. So remember, guys, this is the inferior. Yes, this is the inferior longitudinal bundle or fasciculus. So remember, so it is running horizontally close to the tentorial surface. Obviously आप लोग को पता है बेटा, अगर sagittal section लेते हो तो ये mid brain हो गया, right? और यहाँ पे हमारा क्या है, cerebellum. So these fibers basically they are, और cerebellum के ऊपर एक fold of dura mater होता है. We have a fold of dura mater that is called as tentorium cerebelli. Yes, and these fibers are running just above this tentorium cerebelli, which is separating the cerebrum from the cerebellum, right? So remember that is something you have to remember. So you already know this longitudinal bundle or fasciculus. It begins near occipital lobe, guys, right? So the fibers are derived mainly from areas 18 and 19. Areas 18 and 19. We have already discussed these areas. Now they will sweep forward, guys. They will come forward closer to the inferior surface, right? They will come forward to the inferior surface, right, of the temporal lobe to end at which pole, guys? We have temporal pole over here. We have temporal pole. तो ये आगे आएंगी टेम्पोरल पोल तक वो होंगी, right? So remember it connects the different cortical areas of tentorial surfaces together. Okay, नीचे वाली surface को क्या बोलते हैं? Tentorial surface. Occipital pole और temporal pole दोनों को आपस में connect करती है. So basically the function you have to remember, it connects the different cortical areas of the tentorial surface together. Of the tentorial surface together, right? टेंटोरियल मतलब ये नीचे वाला जो इंफीरियर सरफेस होता है इसको टेंटोरियल ही बोलेंगे ना, राइट? क्योंकि टेंटोरियम सेरिबेलाई के ऊपर है. टेंटोरियम सेरिबेलाई क्या होता है? फोल्ड ऑफ ड्यूरा मैटर. ड्यूरा मैटर पता है ना, मेनेंजेस, ड्यूरा, एरेक्नॉइड एंड पाया मैटर, right? So I hope this inferior longitudinal bundle is clear to each one of you. Beta, just give me a thumbs up अगर inferior भी clear हो गया है तो just give me a thumbs up if the inferior is done. चलो फटाफट से एक थम्स अप दे दो, inferior भी हो गया है. Now coming to the most important part, that is the cingulum. चलो ब्लॉसम, सुधांशु, जॉन, कॉलिंस, very good. Now coming on to the cingulum, guys. चलो शकील, very good. Coming on to, yes, the cingulum. Yes, that is the fourth one, I suppose. Yes, it is the fourth one. Okay, cingulum. Now guys, what is the cingulum, guys? Again guys, I will be taking this section. Okay, please try to draw this, because once you draw, guys, it is easier to know, like you don't have to ratify anything if you just draw it, right? If you just draw it, you don't have to ratify anything. Now this cingulum, guys, these fibers are those which are, okay, you already know this is called as the corpus callosum, right? These are called as the corpus callosum, and these fibers, guys, they are basically running around this corpus callosum. Let me take another pen so that to highlight. Yeah, yes, you can watch this lecture later also, but it would be good if you like attend the classes live, right? Mohammed Salman, yes, you can watch it later also, but the moment you like attend it live. Now guys, remember guys that these fibers, basically the cingulum, they are basically like covering the entire corpus callosum, or they are curving around this corpus callosum, right? So they are running around this corpus callosum and connecting all the important areas together, right, which are present in the circumference of this corpus callosum, right? So basically it is connecting all the important areas together. So yes, these are the fibers which are like curving around this corpus callosum, and they are connecting some important areas together, right? Now चलो पहले फटाफट से इसको थोड़ा सा लिख लेते हैं. So remember guys, it is a long curved bundle, right, of association fibers, right? It is a long curved bundle of association fibers. right? Long curved bundle of association fibers. Okay. Now what happens, guys? Now it is basically lying in the medial aspect, guys. It is lying in the medial middle part, right? Not on the superior lateral part, something like that. In the medial part. Now, if you just see, guys, this part which we have discussed yesterday, this is which part of the corpus callosum? It is the rostrum of corpus callosum, राइट कॉर्पस कोलासम सबसे एंटीरियर वाला जो पार्ट होता है कॉर्पस कोलासम का उसको क्या बोलते हैं रोस्ट्रम बोलते हैं ठीक है रोस्ट्रम रोस्टल पार्ट सबसे एंटीरियर पार्ट जो है एक्चुअल में सबसे एंटीरियर नहीं है क्योंकि वो आगे आके डाउन हो जाता है जीनू सबसे ज्यादा वो होता है एंटीरियर पार्ट बट ओवर हियर रिमेंबर इट इज द रोस्ट्रम ऑफ द कॉर्पस कोलासम जहां से फाइबर स्टार्ट होते हैं ठीक है सो इट बेसिकली स्टार्ट्स एट लाइक बिलो द लेवल ऑफ दिस रोस्ट्रम ऑफ द कॉर्पस कोलासम okay now what will it will do it will be like covering the cingulate gyrus okay let me just try to show you guys so it is like beginning like this right it is connecting the isthmus guys it is connecting the isthmus then it is passing into this hippocampal part we have discussed this hippocampal part yesterday also right so and it comes into the uncus part also it is coming into the uncus part also okay so you already know we have a gyrus around this corpus callosum and that gyrus it is named as cingulate gyrus obviously ये भी हम लोगों ने पढ़ा था so basically yes it is beginning from the rostrum guys and it is coming into the which gyrus cingulate gyrus right into the cingulate gyrus then it is like curving around this isthmus then it will like passing it is coming to this hippocampal gyrus part and then it is coming on to this uncus part uncus that is the ending point over here right that is the ending point you already know cingulum it is like way important guys because it is connecting this para olfactory or the para terminal cingulate gyrus if you just want to see guys अगर ये नहीं समझ में आ रहा है we have already discussed this yesterday चलो ये भी तुम लोगों ने पढ़ा हुआ है तो तुम लोग को पता चल रहा है ना कि बेटा देखो यहाँ पे एंटीरियर पार्ट ये है और पोस्टीरियर पार्ट ये है राइट सो अब आगे क्या होता है यहाँ पे देखो अनकस है ठीक है फिर ये इनकस ओके now guys you can very well see we have the para olfactory gyrus para terminal gyrus फिर cingulate gyrus ठीक है फिर isthmus से ये पैरा हिम्पोकैपल गायरस इसको पूरा का पूरा कनेक्ट कर रहा है पूरा का पूरा कनेक्ट कर रहा है गाइस टू एंड एट द अनकस अनकस पे एंड होता है आके ठीक है रोस्ट्रम नीचे वाला पार्ट हुआ यहाँ से शुरू हुआ पैरा ऑल्फैक्टरी पैरा टर्मिनल पे आया फिर ये सिंगुलेट गायरस पूरा का पूरा जो गायरस कॉर्पस कोलेसम के ऊपर है फिर ये फाइबर सिंगुलेट गायरस से होकर इस्थमस इस्थमस वाले पार्ट से कहाँ चला जाता है पैरा हिप्पोकैम्पल गायरस और एंड कहाँ पे होता है अनकस पे एंड कहाँ पे होता है अनकस पे so that is something you already know from the last lecture so that is actually this cingulate gyrus that you have to remember over here right now that is something and function is like you already know you guys already know it throughout its course it will give off fibers no to connect the different receive radiation from the different cortical areas right so all those are the components of the limbic system guys you already know the isthmus the paraterminal paraolfactory cingulate gyrus so they are the limbic so that's why the cingulum it is also called as the limbic association fibers it is also called as the limbic association fibers right कॉर्पस क्लोसम के पूरा का पूरा कवर करता है ये ठीक है रोस्टम से शुरू होगा फिर ये पूरा का पूरा जाएगा ठीक है सो that is something you have to remember over here ये समझ लीजिए पीछे वाला पार्ट है चलो I hope this is clear guys I hope this is clear just give me a thumbs up in the chat box so that we can like study the last one for yeah the last one in this category that is the uncinate bundle that is the uncinate bundle just give me a thumbs up if it is done guys yes चलो फटाफट से एक थम्स अप दे दो इफ इट इज डन, सो दैट चलो शकील अहमद, वेरी गुड बेटा, वेरी गुड। हम्म, चलो नींद तो नहीं आ रही है सुधांशु, नींद तो नहीं आ रही है। नाउ कमिंग ऑन टू दिस अनसिनेट बंडल गाइस, again I will be taking some, yeah, the lateral the section over here, it will be different guys, the section over here will be the different, not like the one which I have shown you over here. Yes, I will be discussing the, yes, the uncinate bundle, uncinate bundle, or I can say it as the uncinate fasciculus, fasciculus. We'll call it as the uncinate bundle or the uncinate fasciculus, guys. Now, okay. Now, guys, you already know. If you just remember this diagram, guys, and you are going to tell me this is like which section we have taken, right? The superior lateral surface is like seen over here. The superior lateral surface, guys, you already know. Now, guys, you already know this. This is called as the lateral sulcus. The lateral sulcus, and this is which lateral sulcus का ये कौन सा part है? It is the posterior limb or the posterior ramus. Limb बोल लो या ramus बोल लो, it is the posterior limb of the lateral sulcus. You already know. We have like anterior ये है, posterior ये है. So obviously एक आगे की तरफ जा रहा है anterior, ऊपर जा रहा है we have the ascending limb of the lateral sulcus, और ये जो पीछे जा रहा है इसको posterior limb of the lateral sulcus भी बोलते हैं, या इसको सिल्वियन sulcus भी बोलते हैं। posterior limb को स्पेशली lateral sulcus को हम लोग क्या बोलते हैं? सिल्वियन sulcus भी बोलते हैं। क्या बोलते हैं? It is also called as the Sylvian sulcus, especially the posterior limb, it is called as the Sylvian sulcus. Now guys, the uncinate bundle, it is basically a U-shaped band which is sharply bent over itself, right? Sharply bent over itself. It is like covering this entire lateral sulcus, I mean the Sylvian sulcus, the posterior limb. It is covering this entire posterior sulcus. Okay, I mean the posterior limb of this lateral sulcus or the Sylvian sulcus. Now guys, where does it begins, guys? Where does it begins? Now guys, it begins at the orbital gyrus of the frontal lobe. आगे ना हमारा एक orbital gyrus होता है. You already know, we have already discussed this orbital gyrus. तो यहाँ से उसकी स्टार्टिंग होती है, ठीक है? फ्रंटल लोब में ऑर्बिटल गायरस होता है, ठीक है? अब ये आर्च बनाता है, ये देखो आर्च ही बन रही है ना, जैसे ये वाली जो शेप होती है, दैट इज बेसिकली द आर्च ओनली. इट इज फॉर्मिंग एन आर्च over the stem of the lateral sulcus or limb of the lateral sulcus or arm of the lateral sulcus, okay, to end in the anterior part again. देखो आगे से शुरू हुआ, पीछे गया आर्च बनाता हुआ और फिर आगे आ गया, और आगे कौन से लोब में आ गया है बेटा? ये कौन सा लोब है? चलो ये बताओ जो मैं हाईलाइट कर रहा हूं, दिस इज विच लोब गाइस? जल्दी से बताओ चैट बॉक्स में, दिस इज विच लोब? तो अपने आप पता चल जाएगा, फ्रंटल लोब से स्टार्ट होता हुआ आर्च बनाता हुआ फिर से ये किस लोब में आ गया है? चलो जस्ट टेल मी गाइस। चलो बताओ बताओ। दिस इज द टेम्पोरल लोब। टेम्पोरल लोब हो गया ना बेटा? फ्रंटल ये है, ठीक है, ऑसिपिटल ये है, पैराइटल ये है, तो ये तो टेम्पोरल ही होगा। तो फ्रंटल से स्टार्ट होता हुआ आर्च बनाता हुआ टेम्पोरल लोब पर आ गया है, ठीक है। इट कनेक्ट्स द gyri of the no orbital surface of the frontal lobe, okay, and the Broca speech area, right? Yes, Sudhanshu, Shakil, very good बेटा, फटाफट आंसर्स देने। सो बेसिकली व्हेन आई एम सेइंग कि यहाँ पे ब्रोकास एरिया प्रेजेंट है, सो बेसिकली द ब्रोकास एरिया इज 44 एंड 45। यहाँ पे ब्रोकास एरिया प्रेजेंट है, ये ब्रोकास एरिया है, ओके। नाउ it is connecting the sensory speech area over here, that is 39 and 40, Yes, sensory speech area. Okay, that is also called as the Wernicke's area. Wernicke's area. और आगे ये कनेक्ट करता है बेसिकली द ऑडिटरी एरिया. Auditory area, and you already know it is 41, 42, 22 auditory association areas, right? So it is connecting this Broca's area to the auditory area via the sensory speech area. So it is connecting these main important areas together. So it is winding around or hooking around the Sylvian sulcus, the posterior limb of the lateral sulcus, and that is the important function. It is connecting Broca's to the Wernicke's area. So I hope this is clear, guys. I hope this uncinate bundle or fasciculus is clear to each and every one. Okay. So it is a U-shaped. Remember, guys, it is a U-shaped band, right? Begins at the orbital gyrus of the frontal lobe. Okay. So arches over the stem or the ramus of this lateral sulcus, goes behind to this Wernicke's area, coming in front, involving the auditory area to end at the temporal pole. Right? Chalo. Okay. So just give me a thumbs up, guys, if this is clear to each one of you. चलो एक थम्स अप दे दो कि हमने अभी एसोसिएशन फाइबर्स सर पूरा अच्छे से समझ लिया है. वी हैव डिस्कस्ड द एसोसिएशन फाइबर्स इन डिटेल. द लॉन्ग इज आल्सो डन. लॉन्ग में we have already discussed in long the inferior cingulum and the uncinate bundle. So we are done with the association fibers. Now I will be starting with the commissural fibers, guys. Just give me a thumbs up if it is done from my end. Yes, just give me a thumbs up if it is done. Chalo. Shakil, very good, very good. I hope you guys are not tired, you guys are not sleepy. So we are going to discuss about the commissural fibers now. Yes. चल फटाफट से commissural fibers भी डिस्कस करते हैं. The second category. Yes. प्लीज थोड़ा जल्दी जल्दी करेंगे. Yes, the commissural fibers. Now the commissural fibers basically, yeah. Now we have the huge commissural fibers, guys. We have the huge commissural fibers. Now when I say commissure, okay, what is meant by the term commissure? It is basically a band of white matter. It is a band of white matter, guys, right? White matter basically means the nerve fibers only, right? Containing a part of CNS on one side with the same part on the opposite side, right? So remember, it is containing or connecting a part of CNS on one side with the same part on the opposite side, right? That is the commissural fibers, guys, right? So you already know when I'm talking about the two cerebral hemispheres, frontal lobe will be connected to frontal lobe with the help of fibers, and these fibers are nothing but the commissural fibers. They are connecting, basically, guys, remember, they are connecting same areas. They are connecting frontal to frontal, temporal to temporal, occipital to occipital, same functionally same areas of both the cerebral hemispheres. So the hemispheres will be the right and the left, but the connection will be the same, like the frontal to frontal, temporal to temporal, occipital to occipital, right? Now, guys, now what is the function, guys? Why like the frontal and frontal are connected, guys? So that there is a coordination of activities, guys, of the right and left cerebral hemisphere. There to maintain the coordination of the activities between the right and the left cerebral hemispheres, these both are connected together, right? So now we have like various types, guys, over here. We have various types. So yes, Blossom, just try to see over here what are the types, guys, over here that we are going to discuss. The very first one, we have corpus callosum. right? Callosum. It is like the main one, guys. The other one, these are the additional ones that you have to remember. We have the anterior commissure. Now we have the hippocampal commissure. Hippocampal commissure. We have posterior commissure, and we have habenular commissure. Habenular commissure. So we have corpus callosum, anterior commissure, hippocampal commissure, posterior commissure, and habenular commissure. So we have like these 5 types that we have to remember. We have corpus, anterior, hippocampal, posterior, and habenular. We are going to discuss it one by one. So no need to worry. No need to worry. Absolutely no need to worry, guys. No need to worry. Now, this corpus callosum, yeah, if I just want to like differentiate this corpus callosum, anterior commissure, and the hippocampal commissure, basically they connect two cerebral hemispheres. They connect the two cerebral hemispheres. Posterior commissure, it is between the two sides of the midbrain. Two sides of the midbrain. Okay, and habenular, basically I will be discussing it, guys. No need to remember, like just remember it is between the right and left. There is something called as habenular nucleus, guys. Habenular nucleus. Habenular nuclei. This nuclei, guys, remember it is present in the epithalamus. Epithalamus. So basically they are connecting the right and left habenular nucleus of the epithalamus. दोनों epithalamus के इस nucleus को आपस में connect करता है. The two sides of the midbrain, they are connected by the posterior commissure. The two cerebral hemispheres, they are connected by the anterior commissure, right? now guys, let us just try to discuss about the corpus callosum, right? The corpus callosum. One by one, let us just try to discuss all of this. Chalo, the very first one, guys, you already know. We are discussing, yes, the corpus callosum, right? Now, remember, guys, that it is the largest commissural fiber. Largest commissural fiber, right? And it is the main commissure of the brain, right? It is the main commissure of the brain. Okay, basically its fibers connects nearly the symmetrical areas of the two hemisphere. Okay. Now, guys, let us just try to see what is this corpus callosum. We have already discussed the parts, guys. We have already discussed the parts over here. Yes, guys. This part, it is called as the rostrum. Rostrum. This is called as the genu. Genu. A long part that is called as the body. And the most posterior part, okay, that is called as the splenium. Splenium. Right? Body is also called as the trunk. Right? And the most posterior part, anterior to posterior, the splenium is the most posterior part of the corpus callosum. Okay, most posterior and the thickest part of the corpus callosum, right? Now, rostrum, as the name suggests, no, it should be most like anterior, guys. Now, guys, try to listen over here. Basically, what happens as the development takes place, this white matter bundle, obviously these are all white matter only. The rostrum, basically it is in front, but it will like bend forward and bent downward, guys. Okay, so it is coming in front, but it is going down and it is going back. So yes, during the development it is like in front, but later on it goes down and it goes backward, guys. Okay, so genu becomes the most anterior part. सबसे आगे देखो क्या उभर के आ रहा है. It is the genu only, right? So remember guys, rostrum is not the anterior part. Anterior develop हो रहा है, but वो नीचे जाते जाते it is like going down and posteriorly down. So आगे की तरफ क्या आ गया? We have the genu part, right? So yes, and the most posterior part it is the splenium. Now now guys, I hope this is clear guys. I hope this is clear. Now let us okay, now if I just want to mention some points about rostrum, so it is the tapering end. Remember guys, it is the tapering end. It is the tapering. नीचे की तरफ taper कर रहा है, tapering end or tapering part, or it is the downward part of the corpus callosum. Tapering part or downward part of corpus callosum, right? Now again guys, this rostrum guys, try just to remember over here. Now guys, over here now let us just try to appreciate the other fibers also. We have discussed the corpus callosum fibers over here. Now let us just try to discuss the other fibers also over here. Now guys, in this particular part, if you can just imagine, okay, we will be like appreciating the anterior commissure, posterior commissure, habenular and hippocampal commissure also over here only. Also over here only. Now guys, you already know, yes, this rostrum is basically connected. Yes, we have the fiber over here, and that is called as the anterior commissure. Now just below the rostrum, we have a fiber over here that is called as the anterior commissure. Okay, a band of anterior commissure. It is just below the rostrum of the corpus callosum. Okay. Now, so that is the anterior commissure guys over here that you have to appreciate. That is just below the rostrum part. Now, if you just see the splenium beta over here, I'm writing this anterior commissure over here. Yes, this is the anterior commissure fibers. Now, what is like present in the posterior aspect, guys? What is present in the posterior aspect in the splenium part? You will see that we have a pineal gland. Yes, we have a pineal gland just below this. Yes, and this pineal gland, it is basically having two lamina beta. It is having two lamina. I will be teaching, just wait, just first try to draw this and then I will be teaching everything. हाँ पहले इसको draw कर लो फिर मैं बताता हूँ. Now this is the pineal gland. This is the pineal gland. Okay. Now below the splenium of the corpus callosum, guys, you will appreciate this pineal gland, and this pineal gland will have two lamina. If you can just see, we have this lamina and we have this lamina. So we have superior lamina and inferior lamina. If I just want to draw it over here, now if this is the pineal gland, we have the superior lamina over here, and we have the inferior lamina over here. We have the inferior lamina over here, right? So there are two laminas over here, right? Now guys, in the superior lamina, guys, we have a commissure, and that is called as habenular commissure. That is called as the habenular commissure, right? And in the posterior lamina, we have the posterior we have the posterior commissure, guys. We have the posterior commissure. Posterior commissure, guys. Okay, we have the posterior commissure. Now, I hope this is clear. At least the labeling part is clear from my side, guys. कि ये commissure जो है कहाँ कहाँ पे present है ये बात पता चल गई. कि चलो हमने देख लिया कॉर्पस कोलोसम का है, एंटीरियर का है. Yes, we have discussed the posterior commission and the heavy neural. Hippocampal is basically difficult to appreciate in this picture, but I will tell you. इतना क्लियर है सब लोगों को? फटाफट से एक थम्स अप दे दो if this is clear to everyone. कि हमें इतना पता चल गया कि पीनियल ग्लैंड के दो लेमिनास होते हैं, दो एक्सटेंशंस होते हैं, सुपीरियर और इंफीरियर. सुपीरियर वाले में हेवी न्यूलर है और नीचे वाले में पोस्टीरियर कमीशन है. चलो चलो, शकील वेरी गुड, सुधांशु वेरी गुड, राकेश वेरी गुड. Now guys, hippocampal commissure is like difficult to appreciate in this picture because hippocampal commissure is basically connecting the two fornix. Now, fornix is basically the part of the cerebrum, guys. Cerebrum, you already know the white matter bundle. Now, it is oriented like in such a way that it starts from the posterior-lateral aspect, right? Posterior, पीछे से start होगा, lateral side से start होगा, right? And they will turn anteriorly, guys. They will turn anteriorly and it will then go to the mammillary body, right? It will like turn into the mammillary body. Now, if you guys just take a section over here now of formix, you will see only one piece of formix over here. You can't see the entire formix as one because it is coming like this and it is going backwards. So अगर एक section भी लेते तो सिर्फ एक dot की तरह दिखाई देगा. So like if I just have to like mention over here, so I can just tell you it is just over here. Yes, this is the hippocampal commissure. Hippocampal commissure. Hippocampal commissure, beta. Hippocampal commissure. Now guys, just try to remember over here. This hippocampal commissure, basically it is connecting the two okay, now guys, what I'm telling you, if you just try to look at this, let us just discuss about this hippocampal commissure over here. Hippocampal commissure over here. You already know we have the hippocampus, right? We have the hippocampus. It is going from posterior part laterally, and it is coming in front, and it is connecting to the mammillary body. It is connecting to the mammillary body, and this is let us suppose this is the hippocampus, right? So over here also, like, it will be same, right? We have the hippocampus and it will be going posterior laterally, coming in front, going backwards, and like connecting to the mammillary body. Now where is this hippocampal commissure? It is basically connecting this is a white matter bundle, guys. It is connecting these two fornix together, right? These are the fornix part of the hippocampus, and this is the hippocampal commissure. Hippocampal commissure, right? It connects the two fornix, okay, over here, two fornix over here, right? So that is something you have to remember. Now guys, coming on to the anterior commissure, guys. Anterior commissure is a small rounded, if you can just see, it is a small rounded bundle which crosses the medial plane, okay? And guys, remember what it is connecting, guys. It connects, please write down over here only, it connects most anterior and inferior part of temporal lobes. Inferior part of temporal lobes, which includes the olfactory lobes also. मैंने बताया था कि ये जो कमिश्यूरल है ये सेम लोब्स को कनेक्ट करता है, टेम्पोरल लोब और ये टेम्पोरल लोब, ठीक है? एंटीरियर और इंफीरियर टेम्पोरल लोब को आपस में कनेक्ट करता है. दिस आर नथिंग बट द एंटीरियर कमिश्यूरल फाइबर्स, राइट? These are nothing but the anterior commissural fibers. Okay, it connects the olfactory bulbs, olfactory lobes, and the anterior part of the temporal lobes. Right? Is it clear, beta? The anterior commissure, the hippocampal commissure. Just give me a thumbs up, guys, if this is clear. If this is clear, guys, just try to give me a thumbs up in the chat box if this is clear to everyone. Chal. I'm waiting. चल एक थम्स अप दे दो. Yes, Sudhanshu. Okay. Hebinular basically, okay. The hebinular, guys, yes. You already know hebinular. I think I don't even need to tell you. It connects the hebinular nucleus, right? Which is in the epithalamus. Hebinular nuclei, right? Sudhanshu, Rakesh, Shakil, Sudhanshu. It's kind of hard, but yeah, you have to like remember, guys. There's nothing like way simpler I can draw and teach you, right? And posterior commissure, guys, remember it connects two superior colliculus. You guys already know we have superior colliculus and we have inferior colliculus. This is the tectum part of the midbrain. Midbrain पढ़ाया था ना, tectum, tegmentum, and the crus cerebri. Right? Superior colliculus is for the visual stimulus, guys. Superior colliculus is for the visual stimulus, right? Now it connects the two superior colliculus. Obviously, superior colliculus. Okay, we have something called as pretectal nucleus. Okay, the pretectal nucleus. Okay, we also have, okay, the accessory oculomotor nucleus. Okay, even it connects the accessory oculomotor nucleus. It is also called as interstitial nucleus of Cahal. I have already discussed this. It is also called as the interstitial nucleus of Cahal. Right? Interstitial nucleus of Cahal. Right? So that is about all the fibers, guys. Like all the fibers, the anterior commissure, the hippocampal commissure, okay, the hebinular commissure, the posterior commissure, and this is the, yes, the corpus callosum parts, right? The corpus callosum parts, right? So we have like in short discuss about all the commissural fibers, the corpus, the anterior, hippocampal, posterior, and hebinular part, guys. Just give me a thumbs up, guys, if this is clear to each one of you. Just give me a thumbs up if this is clear to each one of you. नाउ चल फटाफट से एक थम्स अप दे दो. बहुत शॉर्ट में मैंने कमिश्नरल भी बता दिया है तुम लोगों को, ठीक है? बहुत शॉर्ट में कमिश्नरल भी हो गया है. Let us now turn on to the third category, guys, and I just wanted to finish it today only. So please try to, yeah, the projection fibers, please just try to, yes. I will be completing it because these projection fibers I've already discussed a lot, multiple number of times. So yes, the third one over here, these are the projection fibers. Projection fibers. Now projection fibers are the efferent. Efferent का मतलब है आने वाली और efferent का मतलब होता है जाने वाली. So basically they are the efferent or the efferent fibers of cerebral cortex. Efferent or efferent fibers of cerebral cortex. Efferent or efferent fibers of the cerebral cortex. Okay, which passes through the internal capsule. I've already told you in various diagrams also, like we have this internal capsule. I will be discussing this, and we have the cerebral cortex. So basically these are passing through this internal capsule to the cerebral cortex, right? And connects the cerebral cortex with the lower centers. Like from the spinal cord, the fibers are coming to the pons, medulla, midbrain, then to the cerebral cortex above, right? So basically, yes, these fibers, the types, guys, you already know these are ascending or descending, right? These are ascending or the descending tracks, right? This ascending means the afferent आने वाली or descending means the efferent जाने वाली, right? So basically the ascending tracks to the cerebral cortex. Obviously कहाँ तक आएंगी? Cerebral cortex कहाँ से आ रही है? From thalamus. नीचे thalamus, right? And it is from cerebral cortex to lower centers, guys, right? So obviously one example you already know, we have this corona radiata. Guys. We have this corona radiata, right? So whenever we talk about these ascending fibers, or we also call it as thalamic radiations, right? Because they are coming from the thalamus and they are radiating into the cerebral cortex. Or these are also called as thalamic radiations. So yes, you guys have to remember the names over here, guys, right? The ascending fibers, yeah. Basically, these fibers are coming from the thalamus and basically, or the metathalamus, and they're going towards where? Cerebral cortex, right? So we have, yes, anterior thalamic radiation. Now, when I say anterior thalamic radiation, basically it ascends. It is coming from the ascending and it is coming from the anterior and the medial nucleus of the thalamus. I will be discussing thalamus in detail. So thalamus में nucleus होता है, anterior nucleus होता है, medial nuclei होता है thalamus का. Basically it is connecting this to the frontal lobe. Frontal lobe का जो cerebral cortex है उससे connect करता है. We also have superior thalamic radiation. It is also called as sensory thalamic radiation. Now, basically we have posterior ventral nucleus of the thalamus, right? मैंने बताया था posterior ventral nucleus होता है and it is basically connecting to, remember, it is connecting to the post-central gyrus. It is connecting to the post-central gyrus. कौन सा motor area होता है? Can anyone tell me which motor area is in the post-central gyrus? ये बताया हुआ है मैंने तुम लोगों को. One more we have like posterior thalamic radiations. प्री सेंट्रल में कौन सा होता है, पोस्ट सेंट्रल में कौन सा होता है, फटाफट से बता दो. Posterior thalamic radiation, guys, you already know it is optic radiations, or we have auditory radiations also. Optic basically coming from the lateral geniculate body, okay, and passes to the visual sensory area of the occipital lobe. Auditory, you guys already know, it arises from the medial geniculate body. It passes to the auditory sensory area of the temporal lobe. Right, so these are basically the ascending fibers that you have to like remember in the projection fibers. Now coming on to the descending fibers, and descending fibers you guys again know, yeah, the descending fibers. Descending fibers, beta, these are also known as pyramidal. These are basically pyramidal fibers, or these are extra pyramidal fibers. Right? So basically you already know the examples over here. And this, I think I don't need to even teach you. The corticospinal fibers. Now, you already know the corticospinal fibers. They arise from the motor area in the precentral gyrus. Okay, and they will be coming down to the anterior horn cells of the spinal cord. So, ऊपर से नीचे आ रहा है. ठीक है, you already know from cortex to the spinal cord, right? We have corticobulbar or corticonuclear fibers, right? They also rise from the precentral gyrus. They descend into the motor nucleus, guys, of the cranial nerves in the brainstem. मैंने बताया था brainstem में midbrain pons, yeah, and medulla oblongata में cranial nerves के nucleus होते हैं. So basically they are coming from the precentral gyrus and they are stopping at the brainstem only. उससे नीचे नहीं जाता है. Corticobulbar fibers. Okay, again, we have one more example, guys. You already know we have corticopontine fibers. Again, corticopontine fibers basically includes the pontocerebellar pathway. Again, they basically coming from, no, again, it will include the fibers coming from the frontal lobe going to the pons, frontopontine fibers. The fibers coming from the parietal lobe going to the pontine, peritopontine fibers, occipitopontine fibers, temporopontine fibers. So basically, it is like a combination. Okay, we have corticorubral fibers also. Corticorubral fibers also, and you already know they descend from the lateral lobe. Rubral means the red nucleus in the midbrain. So they will be coming from this frontal lobe, and it will ending into the red nucleus of the midbrain. So this is about, in short, about the projection fibers, guys. This is in short about the projection fibers. So tomorrow I will be discussing the internal capsule, guys. I will be discussing the internal capsule. I will be discussing, yeah, the basal ganglia, right? The lateral ventricle tomorrow. So yes, today we have discussed the white matter. All the fibers I have discussed with you guys in like very short, very diagrammatic form, right? So I hope this today's structure is like clear to everyone, right? So I will be discussing the internal capsule, the third ventricle, and the basal ganglia tomorrow. So yes, I hope you all enjoyed what we have discussed today, right? So yes, for notes, guys, you can just like join my Telegram group, that is Docs Mayan, right? For your doubts, guys, yes, this is the Telegram group. And yes, you can also follow me on Instagram where I will be like more accessible to you people. You can just text your doubts in the chat box, and that is Abhijeet Kumar 7859, right? So thank you for your patience for listening me out, guys, right? Thank you.